on my computer nowadays. Yes, yes, yes. So today's topic, blessed morning to all you guys this morning. This morning topic is ugh, very touchy. Stop being a slave. It's so important that we understand and realize that we are, even though slavery, them say slavery abolished and slavery passed and gone and done already, we are still being slaves. Good morning to you, Brianna. How was your weekend? I hope that you had an awesome weekend. Yes. Hope you did not play too much. I hope so. I'm gonna give you guys 2 books today. 2 books that I want you guys to read. One of them is very short, so it shouldn't take that long, and the other one is a little bit longer. And the first book that I'm going to recommend is called The Willie Lynch Letter. So important, because in that book it's going to break down how when we started rebel here as slaves in America, and they were just killing the people because they were rebellious. They were being rebellious, and they didn't know how to control them, so they were killing them. They were putting the man against the man and taking away the families against them one another, and they were basically killing them. Then they sent for Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch was the great slave mastermind back in the days in the West Indies. So they sent for him, and he came and he created the Willie Lynch syndrome, the Willie Lynch course, that will keep slaves enslaved for over 100 years, which is ridiculous within itself. All right? So we're asking everyone today to stop being a slave, which is so important, yo. We know for a fact that they have removed the shackles and chains and all these things from off us. So we're not physically enslaved anymore. But mentally, we are still. And even though they say that, yo, you're free, you're really not free. But we can be, if we want to. And one of the saddest things about life is that we literally give up our rights and re-enslave ourselves to the system or for the vanities in our real life, which is sad within itself. Very sad. Anyway, so I'm not gonna go too much into the whole historical thing about slavery, but I need you guys to pick up the book called The Willie Lynch Letter, and also Breaking the Curse of Willie Lynch. So important that you guys pre that and meds it. But the thing about slavery for me though, that is the fact that we choose to be slave. We choose to be enslaved. We choose to stay in our job that's enslaving us rather than choose to be free. We know what it is that we want out of life sometimes, if not all the time. But we choose not to act because of fear. And one of the things that they had to use to control us as a people is fear. Drive fear in them, and you will control them. There's so much fear within our mindset of evolving and becoming greater than what we are now, but we are fearful. I had a conversation with my wife this morning, And it's crazy because in life, when you are transitioning to another level, another dimension, there's no way that you can make it there while holding on to something that's holding you back right now, while holding on to your past. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to let go off of this in order for you to get this. You can't have both worlds. You can't have the past and the present. You can't want it all and you're holding on to everything. No, you're going to have to let go off of something. You have to be able to lose something in order to gain this thing that you want. And a lot of us want your cake and eat it. A lot of us want the success. A lot of us want this new thing, but we are not willing to let go of the thing the things that are holding us back, the thing that's depriving us of our right to have what it is that we need. So for me, until we realize or until we reach that level of having that full confidence within yourselves. That's the reason why I said in life that anytime you find yourself being too comfortable about something, try to put yourself between a rock and a hard place in order to keep your motivation and to muster that courage to keep pushing on. Because the minute that we stop and we become stagnant, we're going to have problems. So once we try to remove that fear of the unknown, the fear of taking on what's next. And that's the huge difference between being just a worker and becoming an entrepreneur. Because you constantly have to think. There's nobody thinking for you when you're an entrepreneur, rather than when you're just a worker and someone has to tell you what it is that you need to do. There's a huge difference why an entrepreneur can become a millionaire rather than someone who works at Walmart and they make $10 an hour, because all they're doing is just flipping burgers. So they get paid for the amount of time and their effort that they're putting into it. But that entrepreneur mindset requires so much of you that you have to put value on it. That's going to elevate you and take you to the next level. But not to stray away from me saying to you guys that stop being a slave. You know what it is that you need to do right now in your life. You question it and you get up every day like, yo, I know start. You know, so I need to do this, I need to do that. But we're so caught up in the cycle of chasing money that we'll never really truly get the full understanding that once you built it, that money will come. And while you go to sleep, it will come. But as long as you're in this cycle of chasing and chasing and chasing money, you will never really have it. It's going to keep on running away from you, because just like the law of attraction, that likes attract likes, money attracts money. Once you start doing what you're supposed to be doing and putting yourself in positions, then you will attract that money in your real life. So stop chasing it and instead put yourself in position where you're going to attract it. Create the product that's going to attract more money in your real life. One of the things that we need to do is try to put ourselves in rooms that we're not the smartest people in those rooms. A lot of us fall in a comfort zone. A lot of us are intimidated by being in a room where you might be the not so smartest person in that room. And we shouldn't let intimidation get the better of us. We should want to be in that room where we are not even the smartest person. But we are so content and comfortable because we get that mutual feeling being in that room and being the smartest person in that room. And one of the most important thing about being the smartest person in the room is that there's no room to grow. Because who are you going to learn from? The people around you that are better? No. And it goes all the way back to slavery. With you being around like-minded slaves, it's difficult to be a king or to be the one that's going to lead them out of it, because everybody's thinking on the same level, the same page. So it's important to understand that you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose family, you're going to lose a lot of people along the journey of trying to and wanting to becoming something greater than what you are now. Because the level that you're at, the mindset that you're at, not everybody is there. And I don't know how much more I can tell that you're going to lose some people along the way. And it's not necessarily because of your fault, of your doing. like you're intentionally trying to. But it's just that people are not ready for where you're at and where you're going. So they're going to fall off. And just like taking a train, trying to get to your destination, there are people who's going to hop on and hop off and hop on and hop off. But the difference between you is you got to constantly go. Period. You can't be one of those who hop on today, I want to do it tomorrow, I don't want to do it the next day, you want to do it. No. Consistency. You have to keep on going. And you cannot let your surrounding, your circle, dictate how far you're going to go or where you're going to go. And you can't move and just swing like the pendulum with them as soon as they're here, you with them as soon. No. We have to maintain some form of consistency. And every day that we drill that your network creates or help shapes your network, it is so important that we keep that in the back of our heads. I am content with losing some friends and some associates and even some family members if they're hindering me from getting to where I need to get to, but at the same time they're depending on you to help them get them to where they need to get to. That don't make no sense at all. I think that is so contradictory. One of the things that we have to stop doing, we have to stop letting people dump trash on us. And we talk about it this morning, but I feel like I have to because it happens every day. We have to stop letting people talk trash or dump trash on us. And when I say let people dump trash on us, I mean that, you get up in the morning and you have some friends and all them call you about is all of them problem with them having a them real life. Them not motivated, them not add value to what you are trying to do. All them call you about is tell you about the man we are giving be a problem or the woman we are giving be a problem in them life. I tell you about them baby mother and them baby father and them this and them that. Not we are going to advance your agenda, none at all. And you're sitting there and you're drained and you're doing yourself a disservice by sit down there and listen to this. Because now you can't get to even create your own thought process because you're simply sitting there listening to people dumping their trash in you and you're absorbing it. I get it that you want to be there for your friend or your associate to lend an ear. But how much of your ear are you willing to lend every day? To the point now where it shapes your thought process. How do you expect that you're going to think or even become more than what it is that you're hearing, what it is that you're seeing? Them say whatever you eat is whatever you become. Whatever you hear and whatever you keep on listening, that's all you will become. So if you keep on allowing people to dump them trash and tell you the whole of them problem and all of them something to you, then sooner rather than later, you're just a walking problem. Because that's all you have. That's all you've been absorbing, your friend's problem. People know who they can call. People know, say, yo, you know what? Not to say, yo, Brianna, them can call you. Or Jay, good morning to you. Yo, me can call Brianna and I can call Jane because she always gonna listen to me. Don't want to be that always friend. No. You don't have that amount of time, none at all for you. Sit down and make people that dump all of them trash into you. No, sir. My family knows that them can, when them call me, and this is not intentional, it's just that some of my time I just not have the time. I love them so much, but not nobody love them more than me love them. But time is so valuable that I'm at the point in time where I've lost so much time along the way to where I'm at right now that I'm trying to figure out how can I buy back that time so I can make time for them later on. I'm not at the point now where I have the time to do all of these things because time is of the essence. And until we understand how important or valuable time is, then everyone would want to be doing the same thing. A lot of people have all the time in the world right now. I don't. And that's the reason why I can't be here and there and I can't be on the phone and doing all of these things and talking all these things all the time because time is so valuable. There's 24 hours within a day. There's really and truly 8 hours of corporate work time. So how do you find that balance between family, corporate work time, trying to advance yourself and listen to the whole day of one friend calling you and dumping all sort of trash inside of your head and the other friend call you and tell about them one problem, the other one tell about saying quit 5-6 jobs now in a 2 week. No! Man, I have no time for them or something at all. I really don't have the time for them or something and so should you. You should not. have time or allow yourself or allow your friend them to come dump them the kind of something upon you. No, sir. You are better than that. You have to be able to protect your mindset. You have to be able to protect your circle. You have to protect this, because once this has been tampered with, once this has been messed up from listening to all of this that's coming, it's difficult to get back on track. It's difficult to get there. Imagine you spend so much time trying to build yourself up, trying to build your meds up, only for one phone call in the morning. Tear it down. Totally. Because a friend of yours or a family member of yours, you allowed them to come and dump trash in your meds. It's so serious, because we have to, man. We have to take these initiatives, yo. We have to take control of ourselves. We have to take control of our real life. Because if we don't, who else will? And you know who else will? The people around us will then have control of our lives, because we only do what we think is okay and good to keep the circle around us from not being mad or not becoming, negative towards you or against you. So we suppress ourselves and we hold ourselves back just because we want to please the masses. We want to please the people around us. No, I refuse to. Because at the end of the day, if you are for me or if you're with me, then you will understand my journey. And instead of trying to be against me, you will try to support me. But too many times, we're living in this so-called selfish world right now, which it is. And everybody's all about themselves. Well, until they want a favor from you or they want something from you, they want you to be about them. This video is short this morning. And I want my point and to be very clear this morning, that we need to stop being a slave to our system. To the system, we need to stop being a slave to our friends. We need to stop being a slave to ourselves. Please. We are free right now. Before we couldn't read, we weren't allowed to read. There's so many things that we weren't allowed to do that we can do right now. I think that we are intentionally, and I put so much emphasis on the intent, because when you intentionally do something, it's like premeditated. We intentionally scroll past certain information that's in front of us that we should learn from. Intentionally scroll past it because it's not that exciting, it's not that dramatic, it's not that the drama on a day and night. So we intentionally scroll past these things. Everything that we need to know, if you advance our life, it's right there in front of us. It's right there on the very same thing that you guys are watching me on right now. But we intentionally scroll past it because we're not in that mindset. And I'm telling you guys that it's so important for all of us to come out of the room that we are in right now, the circle that we are in right now. Look, evaluate everybody around you. Real talk. Evaluate them. What value does this person bring to my life? What value does this circle that I'm in, of all the people that's around me, how am I learning from them? How are they elevating me to the next level? And after you do your evaluation and you see that none of them are really helping you to get to the next level, I'm telling you, yo, lose this feeling of, boy, I don't want to lose this because of that, because you're doing yourself a disjustice. In order for you to make it in life, you have to be willing and able to lose some people and some things along the way. But how many of us are prepared to do that? Not a lot. Not a lot of us are prepared to do that. Because of our mindset. I was on my morning meetup this morning, and this guy said he wanted to, his friend for 15 years, they wanted to do a podcast together. His friend of 15 years, and they recently, sat there and be like, yo, we wanted to do this together. wanted to do a podcast. And every time that he called his friend and said, yo, let's do it, there's always something. Yo, I'm not ready yet, man. Yo, let's do this. Yo, let me knock this out. Let me do this first before. Hours go by. Days go by. Weeks go by. Months go by. The same thing. And the minute that he decided that he was going to take action, his friend decided that he didn't want to be friends anymore. So who's to be blamed? Who's to be blamed? And what should he value more? The fact that he wants to make something in life and become something greater than what he is now, or is the fact that he's trying to protect his friendship that he has with his friend? A lot of us are trying to protect something that does not need to be protected. A lot of us are protecting some things we need to let go off of because it has no value. It's causing you more harm or more distraction than it is of adding value to your real life. And we go around and we attach sentimental values to certain people that we shouldn't and certain things that we shouldn't because it's not helping us. It's not elevating us. It's not taking you anywhere. But we attach sentimental value to it, not realizing that all this is doing is just holding us back. But are you prepared? Are you prepared to let go off of something that's holding you back so you can hold on to something that's going to take you somewhere? I am. And I'm preaching today that we should, and you guys should, evaluate your circle and make the necessary changes that you need to. And I'm starting today. I'm going inside of my social media content, my Facebook and my Instagram. And I'm deleting 10 people who I see are just posting negative comments or just posting stuff that doesn't make any sense at all. And they're there. Trust me, it's not hard to find 10 people where I post something where you not learn nothing from. Them just a post it just to post its sake. No, I don't need those people in my circle, none at all. Because just like how I can come and give an advice, I can also take one. But you have some people around you, that's all they're there for. It's just to pour trash and negative meds in your meds. That's it. That's all they're there for. Why would you keep surrounding yourself with those kind of people? It's crazy. Them not carry you go nowhere. Them not advance the agenda go nowhere. But yesterday we find so much time to pour into them. I find it hard to believe that you want to go on this journey. But yesterday you can find the time to let your friends and your family them trash on you. So anyways, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, protect yourself, protect your mindset. Brianna said, it's overwhelming. I have a family member like that, always negative, and it takes a lot out of me. Trust me, I think every one of us has those situations before. But you're going to have to deal with that from a distance. Real talk. You have to learn how to deal with that from a distance because you cannot let their problem become your problem because now you have two problems. Your problem and their problem. And it's more difficult. And if they can hardly get over for them problem and you would have struggle with your problem, imagine now you are carry the burden for what? Come on now. We have to be able to learn something. Learn to deal with certain things from a distance and offer help from a distance. And then everybody you gotta help, and then every family member you gotta be able to help. As a man think it's so easy, so true. I'm not really militant to them. I just want to get that point there across and just get it. Cause sometimes you just fly overhead and I just can't bother with something there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to forget it. I want to leave this morning with a morning affirmation. This morning. A friend of mine always send me the morning affirmation. I'm more left this morning. Yeah, with a few of them. There's a lot of positive power inside of me, and I can use it to create magnificent things. Morning affirmations. Say to ourselves, there's a lot of positive power inside of me, and I can use it to create magnificent things. Beautiful. The only person I compare myself to is the person I was yesterday. That is so important. A lot of us are trying to be like other people in life. I want to be like this. I want to be like, no. The only person I compare myself to is the person I was yesterday. Because when you do that, you can determine whether if you're growing or you're stagnant, you're not going to win at all. So compare yourself to whatever you were yesterday. And that's the reason why we preach every day that, we should make the necessary investments now, that our future self will thank us down the road for making those investments into ourselves. So when we advance and we agenda and we grow and we become what it is that we want to, we will then thank ourselves then. So the only person I compare myself to is the person I was yesterday. I easily reaffirm my new positive self-image, my new positive attitude, and my new faith in myself. It is so important that we keep on doing that. A lot of us are sitting there waiting for somebody to tell us that we look good, or waiting for somebody to tell us that, kudos, you're doing a good job, and all of these things. No. Start with yourself. Start with yourself. Don't let somebody tell you. Never let somebody else's opinion becomes your reality. If you sit there and wait for somebody to tell you that you're going to be great, or you sit there and wait for somebody to tell you that, oh my God, you look so beautiful, then you're not beautiful. You have to tell yourself that. You have to know that and have that confidence within yourself that you are. Don't wait for somebody, an external force, to come there and tell you that you are when you know deep down within that you are. So it's important. Say to yourself, I am grateful for having people that push me to become better. I am grateful for having people that will push me to become better. It's difficult to have people like that around you when they're not even in that space. Once again, you ever realize you're in a circle and you're in a situation and you ask the question like, how do I get out of this situation? And your circle turn to you and be like, I don't know, man, what you think? Every day, we go through that. But say to yourself, it's okay not to be okay. That's fine. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of us get caught up because you go through situations, and we're not gonna be perfect all the time. A lot of times we're gonna just be going through some situations, and that's fine. That's it. It's okay not to be okay. Say to yourself that every challenge that I face is an opportunity to grow and improve. Every challenge I face is an opportunity to grow and improve. Brianna says, I like that one. The only person I compare myself to is the person I was yesterday. So true, my dear. It is so true. We have to do that. I can't emphasize any more than I have. That is the way that we should go about doing this thing. I think I have a couple more I need to run through. Yes. Say to yourself that I am brave, bold, and confident. I am brave, bold, and confident. I know I have worth and value. I know I have worth and value. Once again, stop sitting there and waiting for someone to come and tell you these things about yourself that you already know. Don't let the fact that you have to be valued or evaluated by someone to know your self-worth. No, you know that you have worth and value. If you don't know that, nobody will have no value off of you. It's okay to set my own boundaries and operate within them, around them, on them, as you see fit. I release emotions that are creating unhealthy habits. So important. The other night we jump on the live saying that why is it they say black women are always crazy and all of these things. I release emotions that are creating unhealthy habits. A lot of us are harboring emotions and feelings about certain things that we shouldn't. You ever realize, say, you're in an argument with somebody, and 3-4 days later, you still argue, and the person gone about them life, gone live them life, but you still you sit there and harbor that feeling and emotion same way. Next time you sit there, you bring up back a conversation, the people are like, what are you talking about? Release emotions that are creating unhealthy habits. Don't let nobody get any better at you like that, to the point where days and weeks you sit down there and ponder about a conversation. No, absolutely not. That will not give you that amount of energy and time. And last before we get out of here, say to yourself, I am proud of myself for all my big and little victories. I am proud of myself for all my big and little victories. We have to learn to take the small wins so we can even appreciate the big ones. But we have to consistently and continuously reaffirm ourselves in order for us to get there. So, with that being said, make sure someone will not go to them. Ask Father God for God and protect when going out and coming in. And, until tomorrow, I'm not sure I'll be here tomorrow, but I'll try to deliver something to you guys tomorrow. All right? Now, thank you guys so much. Stop being a slave. Stop re-enslaving yourself. All right? You have been broken free physically, and now it's time for us to break free mentally so we can put ourselves in a path that we want to be in our real life. All right? So until tomorrow, bless up yourself, Brianna, Jay, all you guys online. I'm loving you so much. And until tomorrow, we're back at it again. As I said, every day is a teaching day. Every day is a lesson day. And even though we may not take everything from these lessons that we do have, there's something, even if it's one thing, that we take from this that we talk about every day and apply it in our real life. It's a good thing. All right? Until then, love you guys.